Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, as you can see, we are going through our box of beads. This is basically a fuchsia color. I do have a pink color that's a little bit lighter, but this is fuchsia. So as I stated before, in this series we're going to be going through all of the different color containers or boxes of beads that I have, for a couple of reasons. First of all, you want to see everything that you have, so it just leaves a mental picture in your mind of what you have to work with. Also today I'm going to be showing you everything in this box, and then with each box I make like maybe a half a dozen earrings just so you can see what the beads are capable of. But at a later date I'm actually going to come back and start combining a lot of the beads with fabric and different materials, but you will already be familiarized with the beads as we go through this series, because you just can't create if you don't know what you have. So let's look in here and see what we have so far. I'll go through and start taking the beads out of the box so you can take a look at it, but I'll probably keep them in the plastic bags, but I'll just bring them closer to the camera so I can kind of keep control over it. And once again, like I said, this is the fuchsia box of beads. So let's see here. We have a darker fuchsia color, and this is a resin bead, and it looks like it was a necklace or something. Looks like it was a necklace, maybe a wraparound necklace. For whatever reason this is in here, I'm not sure. But yeah, so you can see it's like, so I would just, as you can see, it's like the design where they have the beads going up and down, and also kind of like to the left and the right, that's making the design in it. I would actually pull these apart and like make shorter beads like this, and then hang something from it, hang a shell or a pearl or something from it. I would also use some of this with fabric as well. This is different. I haven't seen this. This is a clip. This is actually a clip, but it's on a piece of like plexiglass, if you can see that. It's like a piece of plexiglass. So that's different. But anyway, that's what I would actually do with that. And let's see what else is in this bag here. Okay, this looks like this would be a nice pendant. It has kind of a rust color to it, so I'm not sure if it's actually supposed to be in this box, but it would probably go with this. This is a fuchsia box. It has salmon in it, and then I'm showing this this piece of rust. So that's kind of the color box it's in. And let me see what. Let me put this down. See if there's anything else in here worth looking at. No, it looks like it's just kind of some loose beads and stuff that were left in here. And what I'm doing with all of this is that I have some big containers that just have a lot of odd stuff in it. So I'll be putting what's in the bottom of this bag in that odd stuff, and going through that at a later date. Okay. I mentioned this earlier. This is resin. I'll let you know because the boxes are kind of, they have resin in them. They're by color, so they have resin shells and glass. The majority of these are resin. As a matter of fact, I think all of these are resin. So these are good filler beads. Let's put that back in there. And it looks like I have some that are loose from this necklace as well. I think I'm going to actually put some bone beads with this. The brown and white bone beads. I think I'm going to put that with that. Okay, and this came off of a necklace as well. This is pretty. It's kind of like, the color is like a watercolor, I want to say, like a tie-dye, because the color isn't solid. If you can kind of see that. The color isn't solid. It's kind of like a tie-dye-ish look, or a watercolor look. But the beads are beautiful, beautiful disc. And I'll show you what I made out of this later. Okay, so we got those. And I'll be putting those with some different beads, some hematite and some bone beads. Okay, and these are like a satin finish bead. Kind of has that satin silky look. Just a bobble bead. This is good with hematite as well, with the bone as well. I would like to have an earring, a fabric earring, and have a couple of these hanging off if it's not too heavy. This may present a problem as far as being heavy. This is beautiful. This is mother of pearl. This is dyed mother of pearl. So I'll be looking at this strand to see what beads. Let's see here. Move this over. Try and get in the middle of this. To see what beads will actually match up and make some pairs. Whatever I don't make pairs out of, I will probably put on as a pendant. This is beautiful. Just the shine on it and everything. It's just, these are gorgeous. Okay, and underneath it, I can see more hearts. Metal hearts. I think I have these in quite a few different colors. I'm going to figure out a way how to work through the filigree. I think I said earlier that I wanted to do with a like yarn and do a frame this with yarn around it with that fluffy furry yarn and maybe put some cowrie shells on the middle or something. But you can sew beads around this. It's so much you can do with the filigree because it's open, you know, and it does just look beautiful, you know, by itself as well. But I would definitely dress this up. This is a no-brainer. I'll probably put a cowrie in the middle of that and just leave that as is. It's a nice size. These were given to me, so... But yeah, I put a cowrie in the middle of that. Okay, these, like I said, I'm going to figure out a way. I saw a design where the threads are pulled together on these and it's beaded. So you kind of have an open area and a beaded area. But I'm going to have to learn the technique for that. These are more of the filler beads. You got the spikes in here. And also the beads with... like a rhinestone, a shiny rhinestone inside of it, a sparkle, I would say a sequence. I think a rhinestone is a little bit deeper, but I would say a sequence. This is a diamond shape, just similar to the heart-shaped beads, so I would use the same kind of process with these as well. And like I said, anything you see in the packages, I either traded off or they were given to me. This is another set of that. These are faux cowrie shells. This is all resin and plastic. They're not like they have the similar shape, but they are not like the real cowrie shells, like the ones that are actually stone. So these are just a resin, inexpensive kind of cowrie shell. I would probably hang this off of a like a keychain or a charm or something like that. Sometimes you can double them up with different kind of pearls and other kind of different kind of beads and make it look like you know how grapes are hanging from a tree, from a branch. You can give it that kind of look with some bright colors in it. That would make it look nice. Sometimes I make children's earrings, and the lightweight earring really works well for them. They just want a little bit of color, something fun, and if they lose it, you know, no big deal. It's not their 14 karat gold or sterling silver that their parents bought for them. So there's a lot of uses for this. I'll definitely be pulling this apart and using the beads as I see fit. These were some more earrings, kind of long, someone gave to me. Sometimes I will just put these in with some of the beads that I make to make a complete set of 4. It's another bag of the cowrie shells. Let's see here, I have some hoops. And I apologize for the noise of the bags. I noticed that on my last video. But I have hoops in here, and also looks like mother of pearl. Trying to see if I can. Maybe not. Oh, down here. don't know if you can see that right there. That's a mother of pearl. But this has just quite a bit of different, a whole bunch of odd stuff. I would just kind of have to go through this towards the end and see, like, if I'm missing something I can match up. These are more hoops. And once again, I'll be wrapping these in either fabric or ribbon. We're going to take a day for the ribbon because there's so much of that. So I would wrap this to give it a different look. These are actually spikes as well. I'll cut this loose and make several pair of our earrings out of that. I love this type of shape here, the shape that's in here. I like to stack that and do beading on top of that. Okay, more of the heart-shaped earrings with the chains. Definitely be pulling the chains off of this and using the chains for other earrings. Like I said, to me, whenever I find something that has pieces to it, it's like a gold mine because I can just take it loose and I can use it. Okay, more of the pink earrings. This is like a... yeah, I don't know what this is. It's not, it feels like a wood, like a really small dice piece of wood. That's what it's feeling like. So yeah, so these will be something, when I do the seed bead earrings, I will actually be using something this small on the seed bead earrings, which I'm going to use wire and then make different shapes. So this is going to be good for that. These are also good at the bottom of your earrings if you want that just kind of one small seed bead that holds the stem in place and doesn't let it go through a larger hole of the next bead. These are good for that as well. Okay, this looks like, I know I have some stones in here as well. And I think these heart shapes are a part, yeah. So these are stones. I want to say, is this cherry quartz? This is pearl right here. But I want to say, this may be cherry quartz, I think. I'll have to check. I have to check, because some are glass. But I think these are cherry quartz. I think I have a bag of cherry quartz in here. Let's see here. You've already seen this. Okay, and then these are dangles. For me, I love putting these on the bottom. This looks like this is a belt. And that's what I said. You can get your beads from anywhere. But yeah, this looks like this is a belt. Yeah, this is a belt. So yeah, I will use this open part of the earring and have a dangle in the middle of it. Really clever. I could see some black and white with this fuchsia. I think that will really set it off. I could put these on the bottom of a dangle. Also, you could repaint these, give them a tie-dye look and a watercolor look. Then let them dangle. See, this one is kind of like already dangling. That's a dangle already in itself, just ready to be made. You just take it off of here and put a ear hook or clip on the top. And just go for it. Let it hang and just go for it. So yeah, there's a lot I'm going to be able to do with that. This looks like this is resin and hematite. I think this was a bracelet, and no, it's a necklace. Well, it's a bracelet, and this is mother of pearl. So yeah, so this is mother of pearl here. So you get a lot of beads with this, and then this is a necklace. These are magnetic hematite stones, so I'm not really sure if you remember when people were using them as necklaces and wristbands, but you could wrap it around your wrists and the magnets would just magnetize together, so it would keep everything in place, and also around your neck. But you don't want to be close to magnets because, you know, it may pull your arm that way or it may pull your wrist that way. Okay, more hoops. See, more earrings. I have to figure out what to do, if I'm going to put a design in these or if I am get out and just use the wire. We don't throw anything away, so we'll figure out a way to use those. These are more of the mother of pearl. So this was a bracelet, and I have the 2 holes in here, so you kind of have to figure out what kind of design you're going to do to cover both holes. But yeah, this was a bracelet that was taken loose, so I could use all of the beads. Okay, these are wooden beads, all different kinds. This was a bracelet that was pulled loose. And like I said, you can get beads from anywhere. It gives you tons of beads. I think I may have cut this, so I'm not going to put it all the way out, but just so you could see. So these are good beads, filler beads for your earrings or for your necklaces and your bracelets. And then these are wooden beads. And I'm looking at this and I can see all the different shapes on it. I would put this together with some gray beads, possibly some hematite. It would go very good with black, and also with a cobalt blue, that like electric blue. And what do we have in here? Okay, this looks like resin, and I try to keep the resin together. These are good seed beads, so I would use these for seed beads. And I gotta figure out, I want to do some designs, but I don't want it to take too long. But I love the way the Maasai earrings look with all the different color seed beads and the patterns that they use. The black and white alternate pattern with the yellow and the orange and the blue. So I have to figure out something with all the seed beads, because I have a lot of them. But I don't want the design to take forever. This is a little bit of everything in here, so I don't think I'll be pulling this all out, but I want you guys to get a good idea. This is more of those earrings. I'm not sure. This looks like this was an earring here. This right here, may be able to pull this loose. This is definitely an earring that can go in my singles tray. Pull that off. Put that to the side. This is a bracelet, so I'll definitely be pulling the beads off of this for the bracelet. This is more of the pearl, and looks like we have a purple bracelet in here. Yeah, this is a bracelet. See, you can just, like I said, you can get your beads from anywhere. Now these are resin, but still, you could use these beads, and I would use this like with the cowrie shell. Just give it a nice funky look. And then I would use this purple with silver, with white, with cobalt blue. And then these are loose beads, so let me see if I can bring the bag up close enough so you can kind of see that. So I would just go through here whenever I wanted some extra beads and pull them out of here. Okay, we already looked at these. There's more earrings. We looked at these. These are the wooden beads. This was a value pack from way back when, so I said you could never go wrong with the seed beads because you can always use them. They're really small, so sometimes you can only get a needle through them. Sometimes you can't always get the stems through them, but they're beautiful once they're all lined up or sewn up or hooked up. And let me see in here if this is resin. Okay, I think this is cherry quartz. It's feeling like it. I think this is cherry quartz, but I'm going to have to double check. I'm pretty sure it is. And these are resin beads, like the baubles. The beaded baubles. Okay, almost done here. Okay, more of the seed beads. And these came with the necklace. Like I stated earlier, you get your beads from anywhere. There's a lot of seed beads here, so really want to do a nice design with the seed beads. But yeah, this was a necklace. And it actually has a few mother of pearl pieces on the center of it. So you just get so many different beads. So you got a mother of pearl here, and then you got the resin beads here. So I would figure out something for my resin customers with these beads, and then I would cut off the mother of pearl and put these with my stones for the customers who just want stones. And then I have all of these seed beads I can use. And when I'm working with seed beads, if I can like cut it open and the bead is wide enough for me to put another thread or needle or nylon through, I try to do my seed beads that way instead of emptying them all out and then trying to gather them up one by one. I try to make it as easy as possible. So if I can string through there as they're coming off this wire or this nylon, then that's a lot faster for me. These are some earrings, and once again I saw the chains on here, so if you can see the chains right in here. Saw the chains on there, so definitely pull these apart and make some earrings out of that. I'll show you towards the end of the video. This is a nice color, but it looks like it's single. I would definitely drop something down in that, maybe 3 or 4 beads to catch the color on there. But I would have to find the other one. We've already gone through this. Okay, and this is why I said you have to go through everything, because this looks like these are some earrings. Yeah, these are some earrings. It looks like they're earrings that have. Let me see if I can move this out. This takes us kind of far down on the table. But yeah, these looks like these were small, like one dangle earrings. So I would actually add these to something else. They could have actually come off of something. Not really sure. But yeah. Okay, almost done with this box. Okay, this is, scoot this over just a little. This is definitely my cherry quartz. Yeah, because here's the big stone right here. So yeah, she's beautiful. See if you can see this, guys. Get a better shot of it here, maybe. Trying to, light is a little much, but that's a beautiful piece there. But yeah, this is all cherry quartz. Okay, looks like we're coming towards the end of this box. Yep, these are resin beads, and I think once again I think that this may have been a bracelet. Yeah, may have been a bracelet. And so this makes a good end bead and also good seed beads. This is all resin, but can you see the design on that? It's just like a different shape. It's not a round shape, like a cylinder chandelier kind of shape. Once again, these are the hematite. I showed you this before. These are resin inside, and the hematite is magnetic, so it makes everything kind of stick together in the middle. And I think that is it. Oh, is this the other earring? Or is this the same one? I don't know if I put the same one down back in there, if this is a different one. But anyway, there's a feather inside of this, just goes to show you there's so many different things you can do with that. That's a feather one. We've already went over the yarn earrings. This looks like this is just in one. Oh, wait. I think I have them. Okay, so I do have them both. So I'm going to figure out something that will hang inside of these earrings. Maybe pick up some of that blue and a little bit that looks like yellow from here. So maybe pick that up. And then, guys, let me show you. Let's see here. If I can show you the earrings. Put them up here. I want to bring them to me, but I'm going to see if I can lift them up a little so you can kind of see the earrings. That at the end of each video I want to at least give you something here, so show you something that I made out of the beads. But yeah, here are the earrings here. See if we can get that in the middle so you can see it. Put it up here. Okay, and then this is another pair. It's another pair there. Okay. Okay, and here I actually used the chain that I was showing you on those pair of earrings, those hoop earrings that had the chain. I actually used the chain, put a cowrie shell on it. There's a lot of customers that I have that really like the hanging chain, but it's because it slenderizes their neck, and then you just put a cowrie shell or just a little something on the end of it, and it just has a look of elegance. Okay, we got some shorter ones here. I'll put it right here. Well, I'll bring it up so you guys can see it. You see those, and that is just those baubles that I showed you with the bone stone, and then here's some electric blue. Just electric blue just gives it that different look. That's what a bone bead as well. Okay, and last but not least, the disc that I showed you and the hematite. Once again, this hematite is magnetic, so it kind of wants to stick together. But these are the earrings that were made from the disc and also the hematite. So those are half a dozen that I actually made coming out of that box, and for whatever, the blue was thrown in the box by mistake, so I just went ahead and did something with that. And like I said, I always keep bone, and I also keep the hematite right on the side, on my right hand side, so I can always add those to the bead. So this is with the bone too. Kind of hard to see it when it's laying down, but give you a better look in my hand, you can see that. Alright guys, so it's going to wrap it up for this color of the box. This was actually the fuchsia, box of fuchsia pieces, so now I know exactly what I have in there, and then when I'm going into a more creative design, my mind can reference back to this box, and I'll know what colors I have to use. So if you love videos like this, please like and subscribe, and make any comments below on any of the earrings that you saw or the beads that you saw, of what you would have done with it and what else I could have done with it or gave it a better look. And I will talk with you all soon. Thanks again, guys.